What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Tech and Tactical. I thought we would do a live stream on this one for a couple reasons. First of all, I want to test this out and kind of see how it goes as far as like what it looks like, how it sounds, stuff like that. And then, also there's no time restriction on, I don't know if there is a time restriction, but it's much longer than my normal 10 minutes that I get on, when I'm recording 4K videos. I can actually only record for 10 minutes. So, this will be a little test just to kind of see how it looks, see how it goes, stuff like that. And then if it works and I like it and, it sounds good, then maybe we'll do it more often. So what I wanted to do today is I wanted to have a discussion and maybe talk about these two beautiful, beautiful knives. This is, as you probably know, the one on top is the Manix, the Spyderco Manix 2, and the one on the bottom is the Spyderco Paramilitary 2. These are two extremely popular knives. As far as not just Spyderco, but as far as like what knives are available out there in general. I mean, these are two of the better choices as far as I've seen, certainly for in the price range. So maybe we'll talk first about the let's talk about the Manix, and then we'll talk about the Paramilitary 2. We'll talk about the Manix 2 first. There are a lot of different variations of this knife. So there's a Manix 2 lightweight, which is what this one is, but this one is a cutlery shop exclusive. This is a lightweight, a Manix lightweight. There's a couple of pretty obvious features on the lightweight that give it away right away. If you're holding the two, if you're actually holding this and you're holding the Paramilitary 2, you can feel a pretty big difference. I mean, this is much lighter. This is much. Hey, Caribou, how you doing, man? Thanks for stopping in. I agree. So one of the things I was going to actually say is that I do actually really like the wire clip on the Manix lightweight. You don't get on the regular Manix, the heavier one, you get the regular like metal clip. But on the lightweight, you get this really cool wire clip that people just seem to love, myself included. It comes in and out of the pocket really easily and comfortably. But it's still secure and sturdy, which I love, which I think is really cool. It's no less durable, I think, or sturdy than the regular clip. I think it just functions a little better. I think a lot of people like it. So to kind of clarify, it's actually it only has one screw attachment right here. And sorry, I'm with this live, I can't get it to focus properly, but it's just got the one screw, but it really holds it in well. You see how the edges of the clip are recessed. They're down. There's like a trough for them where they're actually down in the handle, and then that one single screw actually holds them, holds it down. Holds the clip down. Whereas in the regular Manix and the Paramilitary, you've got three screw holes. For the regular clip. In fact, I could probably grab it. I'm really not totally prepared here. I could probably grab it just so we have it for comparison purposes. But Paramilitary 2. And by the way, this is the box that these come in. I do have reviews on these. So, if you want to check them out, go check them out. But yeah, there's the regular clip. It's really just the same clip you know, this is the clip for the paramilitary too. It's the same heavy duty clip that you get with the Manix 2, the regular version, the not lightweight. So, you know, I really like the wire clips. A lot of people like the wire clips, it seems like. I mean, from what I've heard, you know, I'm not the only one, I think, that really like them. So, you know, so that's cool. But to kind of get back to the Manix and kind of focus on the Manix for a minute, the Manix has a lot of pros. This knife, and this one in particular, in my opinion, has just a lot of pros. This knife is extremely comfortable. Okay, there's like multiple different ways you can hold it, but the standard position on this knife is extremely comfortable. You know, you've got this forward finger choil here, but you've also got one right here as well. So you can really choke up on this thing if you want to. But in the standard position, it's very, very comfortable. Reverse grip is very, very comfortable. Okay. Hammer grip, extremely comfortable. Pinch grip, really comfortable, kind of depending on how you want to hold it. But the fact that you have that kind of like second way to hold it with that forward finger choil, I think makes a big difference. So they did the same thing on the paramilitary too, where you have this kind of forward kind of finger choil here as well. But the regular standard position is extremely comfortable. So, so that's cool. But Manix, you know, this knife is legitimately light. I mean, this thing is, I think I got the scale. I do have the scale. Manix 2, let me get it off of grams, put it on ounces here. 2.87 is what it's showing up on my scale. So under 3 ounces for a full-size knife. I mean, this is not a small, that's not a small knife, you know, in comparison. And I'll throw up some, talk about some specs here in a second. But it really isn't any smaller. I mean, they're very, very similar in size. I mean, they're both full-size, you know, full-size knives. Neither of these are a small knife. And they both have that great jimping all over them. You know, you got jimping on the spine of the blade right here, like the thumb ramp, and then you've got a little bit of recessed jimping right here. But you also have it on your forward finger choil space right there as well. So, you know, again, on the Manix, you've got the jimping on the forward finger choil, and actually you can, it's hard to see, but you've got it on the plastic right here. And then you've got this jimping along the top here. So tons of great jimping on both knives. Both knives are very comfortable. So to kind of get into detail on this, and I'm switching back and forth pages here, so bear with me. But Manix 2, lightweight, orange, plain edge, CPM S90V exclusive. Like I said, this one is a cutlery shop exclusive. And so overall length of the thing is just a hair over 8 inches. So as far as size, you know, it's kind of right there. It's like right on the money. Close length is 4.66 inches. So, you know, maybe not like the perfect handle to blade ratio. You know, you do have a little bit of extra shop. Caribou, yeah, man. Cutlery shop. Yeah, 99%. Let me look at that. Cutlery shop. I think it's, I want to say it's West Coast, but I'm not positive. About Us. I don't, it's definitely, yeah, it's American. It's an American, American company. But yeah, they're the ones with the orange, exclusive. And in real life, what this looks like right now on the video is not what this looks like in real life. This is very bright. Like, this is a really beautiful, bright orange. The other orange knife that I have that you guys have seen is the Ganzo, and this is Spyderco is a much prettier, more vibrant orange. So in real life, this thing really is beautiful. And I was kind of curious about that. So when I was getting it, I couldn't you know, I wouldn't say I was worried about the color, but I didn't know it was going to be quite this beautiful. So they really did a spectacular job on the way that it looks. But blade thickness is 0.125, and I think it's the same on the PM2. No, the blade thickness on the PM2 is a slightly bigger. But anyway, let's go back. Manix 2, blade thickness, 0.125 inches or 3.2 millimeters. So you do have some good blade stock here. You know, thick enough, but and then it tapers beautifully to that point. It really is. Designed well, I think. You know, as far as the design goes, but and then tip up. Okay, so there's the other thing. So the Manix is tip up only for your pocket clip. So it is right or left, thank God. So you can put it on either side, you see, but it's only tip up. So there is no way to affix it for tip down. On the paramilitary too, you have all 4 corners. So you can put the pocket clip anywhere on the paramilitary too. So yeah, that's another thing, I guess, to consider. Blade length on the Manix 2 is 3.37 inches, and they're saying the edge length is 2.92. So the cutting edge is just under 3 inches. So, you know, but it's a good sized blade. I mean, you can certainly, there's a lot you can do with this thing. You know, this could be carried in any role, in my opinion. You know, you could, this could be self-defense. This could be EDC. This could be a utility tool, which is what mainly why I carry the knife. Both of them, you know, really could, in my opinion, could be, could be any of those roles. And then the handle on the Manix is, oh man, I always forget it. It's not fiberglass reinforced nylon. It's like FRCN or something. So there's like it's similar to a FRN type handle. The lock type on these they call a ball bearing. It is very different than any of the other Spydercos, except for the couple that have this type of lock. It really functions a lot, or as far as for the user, it functions a lot like a axis lock, like a Benchmade axis lock. Like on a Benchmade, you pull the axis lock back and it releases the blade, and it's the same concept on the Manix. So you're pulling this back and then it releases the blade. So it is very, very similar, in my opinion, very, very similar to the Benchmade. I mean, I understand that it functions differently. I mean, I realize that it's not a copy, but as far for the user, for whoever's actually using the blade, it functions just like a the Benchmade lock there. And then the steel on this one, this is kind of why this one's so cool, is this one is CPM S90V. It's on this side. I'm seeing this as backwards. Are you guys seeing this as is anyone watching? If anyone's watching, can you let me know? Is the writing backwards for you guys, or is it just backwards for me? Because I could probably fix that for next time. But anyway, CPM S90V. So, which is extremely similar to CPM S110V. So we really have kind of, a couple of cool steels here. So these are both kind of particularly cool, in my opinion. Did somebody answer? Nope, it's mirrored for you, not us. Good, cool. All right, so you guys can see the way that it's supposed to read. Also, both of these knives are made in Golden, Colorado. These are the Colorado ones. And look how weird the font is different on these two knives. I don't know if anyone else has caught that recently, but the font is very, very different. I mean, it's even a different sized font There's the two steel fonts for you. But you can tell they're different. They're slightly different fonts. So, oh, cool. Thanks, PG. So, all right, paramilitary 2 spec wise, it's really, really similar. So the overall length of the Manix 2, it was 8, it was 8, just a hair over 8, and the overall length on the paramilitary 2 is 8 1/4. So they're really close. And as far as the way that they carry, like functionally, they're essentially the same size, but the lightweight is noticeably lighter. I think that what I need to do is I need to get the not lightweight, the regular version of the Manix 2 and compare it to the paramilitary 2, because those would be much more similar than these two. Because the regular Manix has kind of this same setup. It's like the G10 handles with the I believe it has nested liners. I don't know. I'd have to get one in front of me. But it's got this feel. So it's like so if you love the Manix and you love the paramilitary 2, and you just wish the Manix was heavier or more sturdy or beefier, there is that, the Manix 2 that isn't a lightweight that I think would be a really great choice. But the paramilitary 2, to get back, has a slightly thicker blade stock too. So the blade thickness on the Manix 2 is 0.125, and on the paramilitary, it's 0.145. So they are slightly slightly different, but they really do look very, very similar. I mean, it's hard to tell with the naked eye. You'd really have to measure them. But the PM2, the blade stock is just a little bit thicker than the paramilitary. And then the blade is just a hair longer too, I think. So blade length on the PM2 is 3.42. On the Manix 2, it's 3.37. So they're really close. The cutting edge is right around 3 inches on both. The actual, sharpened cutting edge is right around 3 inches for both of them. So, there's that. And then the paramilitary 2, of course, weighs more. And I'm going to get a weight here for you guys on my actual scale. So to go back, the Manix 2 lightweight, and this particular one is S90V, but I don't think that makes... it might be like a tiny difference, but it's not enough for us to really notice. So Manix lightweight, 2.87, 2.9, whatever. And then the PM2, 3.65. Okay, but it's 3.65, but it doesn't have a pocket clip on it right now. So that would, weigh a little bit more. Oh, Caribou, what are you in? You're in Canada, and they won't let you get knives. It was probably size. You think it's a size issue? Is that what's going on? Yeah, man, that sucks. I mean, honestly, it's kind of interesting, and I was going to do a video on this too, but it's kind of interesting. I live in Washington D.C., where you would think the rules would be very, very strict, but they're actually not. I mean, I can kind of carry whatever I want. I can't go into like federal buildings. I can't go into certain places with knives, like large knives, but I can carry. The state rules around here are pretty lax. As I said, even though you'd think they would be super strict, we recently are allowed. Not super recently, but in the last maybe 10 years, they lifted the gun rules too. So we're allowed to own guns, and you can even get a concealed carry permit. Now, I don't know what the process of that is. I'm actually in the process. I have a DC real estate license, and I'm in the process of getting my Maryland real estate license. And you can actually conceal carry in Maryland for just being a realtor. So I'm going to, hypothetically be able to conceal carry. I'm not saying I'm necessarily going to do that all the time, but back to knives. The rules in DC are actually pretty lax. As far as like size and automatics and stuff, all that stuff is good to go. Good to go in DC, believe it or not. It seems like it wouldn't be, but it is. So PM2. All right, so I think that's it for specs between the two. So at this point, it's kind of like opinions. So hand feel, guys, they're both awesome. they're both awesome. You know, I think that it depends on kind of maybe what you're doing. This does feel a tad heavier duty, but I do think a lot of that, you know, of course, is the fact that this is not the, you know, this is the lightweight version. You know, this doesn't, the lightweight version doesn't have any liners. Check it out. It's literally just that. It's just the FRN or FRCN or whatever they are handles. Caribou, it's hit and miss. It's been a while since the 80s, but lately they've been kind of abusing power. I heard you guys just legalized pot too, like countrywide, which is kind of cool and crazy. Originally just for stilettos and butterfly. Yeah, I mean, these knife rules are silly. And you know what I heard one time, and it's like my favorite response to knife laws. It's like my favorite thing I ever heard. So I'm going to tell you guys. Somebody said to me, you know, they talk about how we have all these restrictions for size of knives and all this stuff, but everyone has like a 7-inch kitchen knife in their kitchen. You know, it's far more dangerous, you know, than like a 3-inch folder. You know, we all have huge kitchen knives. So it's like the argument for not being able to carry and buy knives, you know, like folding pocket knives is just crazy. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, and how often do you hear about somebody like killing someone with a pocket knife? Like, it just doesn't, it's very, very rare. I don't even carry, and I've kind of talked to you guys about this before, but I don't really carry knives for self-defense. I carry them for, it's a utility tool. Like, I use it all day long. I use it for all sorts of things. Like, I don't carry it like my knife with the intention of like needing to pull it out if I had somebody attacking me. I wouldn't use a knife unless I was absolutely forced to, like a group of dudes is pulling me into a van or something. Like, you know, I'm not going to pull out a knife in a fist fight or in a fight or whatever. I'm not planning on fighting anyway, but you get the idea. You can import a katana, but not a folder. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, it doesn't make sense. Like, this whole folder thing, you know, these folder laws are kind of silly, in my opinion. But so down between the two, I got to tell you, I think it's kind of a tie. It's like, which one, you know, which one do you like? And I mean, just in general, between the Manix 2 and these paramilitary 2. I don't mean this exact Manix versus this exact paramilitary, because that might even be harder to decide. S110V and Blurple, S90V, Cutlery Shop exclusive in that really cool orange. So there is a negative. So on the PM2, you've got all sorts of ways to take the, I mean, it's not hard to take this thing apart. You've got screws here that hold it together, you know, hold these two pin, you know, standoffs. You've got this, which can be a pain once you open the thing up to pop it off of there. But it kind of just pops apart, you know, and then you got your pivot. On the Manix 2, unfortunately, this is pinned together. So you can't really take this thing apart. I mean, this would need to go to the factory, you know, in order to take this thing apart or like disassemble it or whatever. You know, this would have to go in for service. I wouldn't want to take it apart. You know, I'm not one of these people that like is obsessed with taking knives apart. Like, I buy new or like new knives, or trade, you know, for like new knives that are very clean. And you know, I have kind of a system where I actually have it here. Got a little system. I hit it with, I just hit it with compressed air, you know, and that really is all it takes most of the time. You know, just kind of, you know, blow it out with some compressed air. And then I actually wipe the outside of the knife. The blades you can wipe. I actually wipe with like this alcohol pads that are used for like cleaning sunglasses. You want to be careful. It depends on like the type of knife steel, but for really corrosion resistant steels, you know, I'll wipe them off with like one of those lens cleaning wipes for that. And then for the handle too, if it gets real dirty. But and then I'll use blue lube. I use a couple drops of Benchmade blue lube in the pivot. But yeah, I mean, I love the Manix. I think as far as like carry is concerned, I think obviously the lightweight Manix is like a little bit more comfortable, but some have pointed out how tall the knife is this way. You know, it is quite a big, you know, it's quite a big chunk in your pocket. So it is, you know, it is kind of, you know, somewhat tall. Whereas, you know, kind of your more average knives, I gotta start having stuff on me here so you guys, I'm not fumbling around. You know, your average knives are not this tall. Like this knife is quite tall. So, you know, some complain about that. I don't know that it's really too tall, but it's relatively thin, and then it's extremely light. So this thing carries like a dream. I really like this. However, the PM2 is all four ways. I mean, tip up, tip down. You know, it is really cool that they do that. I think every knife should do this. I mean, there's certain knives where the way that the knife's built and like constructed, you can't do it on all four. But like some of these knives, like I was looking at Hogue knives, and you guys know I carry my pocket clip on the wrong side. I'm right-handed, but I wear it on the outside of my belt. So the clip actually, I switch clips around. All my clips look like they're for lefties. You know, and I was looking at these Hogue knives, and I don't think all of them are like this, but some of them you are only right hand. I think that's crazy. Like you need to put the holes on both sides. Like it doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal. The only knives that it's a big deal for are like the cold steels that have like, or other knives that have like this curved pocket clip, where you know it's asymmetrical, so you can't flip them. I mean, I can see that, I guess, but even they give you a second clip. So, but yeah, sorry. This is one of the reasons I'm on live, so I can ramble a little bit. I don't have these time constraints, but yeah, definitely. Like both of these knives are 9 out of 10. You know what I mean? I think that maybe one could be better than the other in certain situations, or like just if you really like the steel that one of them is made in. You know, my buddy who bought this one actually got it because he wanted S110V. You know, that's like the whole reason he got this one. So if you're like obsessed with S110V, you know, I mean, they're pretty comparable. I don't really think there's a clear winner here. So, like, I do apologize. I don't know if you guys were looking for a clear winner, but there really isn't. I would give both of these probably a 9 out of 10 as far as like rating. You know, like the knife that I carry constantly is only in my opinion, a 7 out of 10. The Benchmade Freak. The knife that I really love, my favorite cheap knife, the Little Ganzo F753, and this is M. This is the little one. You know, this is like a 7.5 out of 10. I mean, I don't give anything 9s. Like these are the only two knives that I've reviewed, I think, that I would rate that high. But these are both really spectacular. Both are belly too. Both are like all belly. Like I love the blade shape on these knives. They're like pretty much all belly, and they're these satin Spyderco satin CPM like S90 S110Vs are beautiful. This one, as you can see, is Eric and Sal's maker mark. Whereas this one just has Eric's, because Eric designed this one on his own. Obviously, you see the little E right here. But Sal's on the other one. See, he's right there. So, I mean, Loctite, maybe you really like one of the Loctites more. Compression lock in the back really is a very comfortable, nice, smooth Loctite. You can Spidey flick it all day long. Beautiful knife. This you kind of got to push, you know, throw shot, but you can still Spidey flick it. You can still open it with your, you know, with your thumb just normally. So deployment, probably a tie. The steel in this case is almost a tie. I mean, I think S110 is like a little slightly better, but they're both very similar. Blade shape is kind of a tie. They're both great. They're both all belly. Ergonomics are a tie. They're both extremely comfortable. They both have the forward finger coils. Both have a lanyard hole. I don't really care too much because I don't use them, but they both have a very generous lanyard hole. I don't know. I think they're both awesome. I wouldn't really pick one or another. So thanks for coming. Please like and subscribe if you are so inclined. I wanted to do like a cut video. Like I don't cut a whole lot of stuff. You know, I'll review a knife and I'll take it out in the woods. I build fires a lot, so I'll take knives out in the woods and use them. You know, it's not that I don't use them. I just don't really film a whole lot of it. You know, so maybe I did get like some rope and some seatbelt material. It's not really very handy at the moment, but you know, I did get a couple of things that we can cut with. So I was thinking about maybe doing some comparisons. I really love my new cold steel mini AK-47. That knife is really cool. Like I am in love with that knife. Super, super sweet knife. So I'm going to do a follow-up review on that too. Also, I don't know if anyone noticed, but I'm like creeping up to 500,000 subs, or 500,000. I'm creeping up to 500 subs here very rapidly. I think I had like 400 subs like a week and a half ago, and I was kind of stagnated at 400. And then I got that shout out from Survival on Purpose. Thank you very much, by the way. So I ended up getting a little influx of subs. So I've got like almost 500 subs. I was thinking I need to probably set up a giveaway, right? Isn't that what YouTube channels do? So I'll try to come up with something. We'll definitely do one for 1,000. We'll do a giveaway when we hit 1,000 subs for sure. And it's got to be a knife, right? I'm gonna have to give away a knife. That can be tricky, though. I guess it would. I should probably pick something short that isn't like going to be legal in lots of states. Like I don't know if I could, you know, give one of the big ones away, but definitely going to do that. I've started, by the way. If anyone, I don't know who's made it this long. You know, if not who's watching live, but who, when you watch this video, you know, whoever's watching this video after the fact. I'm starting to include Amazon affiliate links in the description. So when I do a review, I'm going to do an affiliate link below in the description. Please use those links to buy, if you're inclined to buy the product. Please use those links because that's going to help the channel. So Amazon gives me, the way I have it set up now, and I haven't really made anything yet, but Amazon is going to give me Amazon cards. So if you guys use these links and I can, and you know, I get some of these Amazon cards, I'm going to use them obviously to buy new knives for reviews and maybe even use them for the giveaways. I don't know. I mean, kind of we'll see how it goes, but we're rapidly kind of creeping up on 500 subs, and I thought it's time to probably talk through that and figure out how that's going to work as far as giveaways and whatnot. But please use the affiliate links. I think if you buy anything, I actually get, like, you'd have to click on the link, but I think you don't have to necessarily buy the product. So like if there's stuff you want to buy on Amazon, maybe check the link out and consider, you know, shopping while you're there or whatever. I don't know. I don't actually know for certain that works. As I said, I just started doing this. I wasn't, you know, you guys probably noticed I don't have ads on my channel. So like I don't, I think you need 1,000 subs first anyway, but you can actually get paid by YouTube for ad revenue. You know, if you let them put ads on your video, on your videos, you can actually make ad revenue. So I haven't done that. You know, there's no ads on any of my videos, but I think at 1,000, I start getting ad revenue. So I might do that too, but I don't know. That's kind of up in the air. But at the moment, I'd really just love you guys to use those affiliate links. But I think what else? Yeah, sorry I don't really have a clear winner. They're both awesome. I wouldn't take one over the other. I think I need both. I need to get one of these. I might get the really cheap. The problem is, and let's talk about, let's spend a couple minutes, and this is like my longest video by far, but again, that's why we're living. There's a lot of different like tiers and combinations of these two knives. The Manix 2 is available in this, like a lightweight just like this, in BD1 Carpenter's BD1 steel for like between $80 and $90. But I don't like that steel, and I'm not. You know, if you guys like it, that's great. I'm not trying to knock it, but I don't like that. It's just a little better than like the bad ones, than like or not bad ones, but you know, the stuff that's a little dated. You know, it's not really that great of a steel. And for 80 to 90 bucks, you know, I'd like to at least see VG10 or something. But so anyway, there's like an $80 to $90 one of these Manix lightweights, and then there's the you know, the sprint runs and exclusives that come in these cool different steels and colors. And then there's the regular Manix 2 that has a black handle with you know, it's more like this. It's got a black G10 handle and CPM S30V, and that's like $110 ish. And then there's like a Manix XL, so there's also a big one. And then the paramilitary 2, you can get a regular S30V one as well, that it's like $130 or something like that. And then you can even get the lightweight Manix 2 in Maximit, but it's $180. So there is that too if you want to jump and go in right into the Maximit, which is like super steel. But yeah, thanks for coming to another episode. Please like and subscribe. Comment, guys. Let me know what you want to see as far as videos. If there's like something in particular you guys want me to do, like as far as field testing or anything, you know, I'd be happy to check it, hear you guys out and try to accommodate. So if there is something you guys want to see, let me know. As far as like getting new stuff in, it is a little slow right now because I did, you know, I don't have much of a budget for the channel. So kind of the knives that I have right now for review are kind of what I got. So I don't think we're necessarily going to get a whole lot of new stuff here in the immediate future. But I do have a couple that I haven't reviewed yet. I got a couple that I was sent from a subscriber / friend. So I've got some different stuff that we can kind of check out. But thanks for coming. Like, subscribe, and I'm about to end this, and we'll see how this looks. This is my first live stream. So later on.